Hey guys and gals, Eric Pride here, bringing you a quick Dark Souls 3 video. Today I want to talk a little bit about parrying, but first I'm going to bring you a fun fact of the day. Did you know that this demon on the bridge here, if you hit him in the legs only enough, his legs break and he collapses onto the ground? He becomes a legless demon. Praise that. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. But, oh my god! Dude, oh my god, that freaking hurts! Dude, this guy is like, dude, what the heck? He is freaking pissed off. And Rage Mode Spectacular over here. Alright, so there's the angry legless demon for you folks. So today I want to talk a little bit about parrying in Dark Souls 3 again. If you watched my first video, if you've watched anyone else online, you know that I advocate, and a lot of people advocate, learning how to parry in player versus enemy combat first, and then taking those skills to PvP. Today, I'm going to be talking about some very basic mechanics in PvP, some basic parries, specifically a rolling R1 and when to parry, and a running R1 and when to parry, and just performed in action. Those are the three most kind of common and easy to get parries. You can get other parries at prediction points, especially if you know someone's playstyle, but that would be like in specific duels. So today I'm going to talk about some of the easier ones to predict. If you watched my previous guide, or if you've watched any other guides, you probably already mastered player versus enemy. You probably already got your muscle memory in place, your reflexes are up, you know pretty much when to parry and what can be parried. You've used it to parry various bosses and things like that. So I think we've got one more clip here of the Abyss Watchers being parried, and then we'll get into the video. And I'm going to start with the rolling R1 parry. So in Dark Souls 3 PvP, this is probably the easiest parry to pull off. It's very easy to predict that when someone rolls directly at you, they're probably going to attack. That's just for demonstration purposes how the parry works. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a couple of duels here in which I don't just parry immediately. You're going to get crap for being a parry spammer if you do that, but what you can do is observe your opponent. What is your opponent going to do? This guy rolled and he immediately attacked. He's done it once. Let's see if he's going to do it again. Now I'm throwing out some loose attacks that are missing. He rolled and he missed, but he did attack. So that's twice. And I can say, there's 3 times. I can say pretty accurately that if he rolls at me again, he's probably going to throw out an attack. And if he does, then I'm going to try to get him with a parry. And we're going to see if it works. We're going to see if it works. This is, and there it is. There's the parry. This is, by the way, at Pontiff regular Fight Club levels. Some of these clips are taking it at 34 in the forest in Fight Clubs. I like to Fight Club at all sorts of different levels. And, you know, to me it doesn't matter. Players are players. They're going to be predictable or not. But the trick here is don't parry at the beginning of your fights if you really want to use it as a win. Because if you do, if you don't do enough damage to kill the player, they're probably going to play cautiously. So again, here's another battle. He's already thrown out a couple of rolling R1s. I can probably count on him doing it again. Let's see what happens. And because he's using Goddard Twin Swords and he's not using a parry shield, I don't have to be very careful of my tactics. If I want, I can spam. So what am I going to do, and what is he going to do? Let's see what he does. There's another rolling R1. There's another one, and that was it. That was the parry. I successfully predicted that if he rolled at me, he was probably going to attack. If he had decided to use a weapon art, I would have been in serious trouble right then, and it would have been pretty smart. I probably would have gotten seriously messed up by that attack. So how do you avoid getting yourself trapped in the same exact thing that you want to trap the other player in? Well, the easiest way is to switch it up, to not be predictable. Rolling R1s are one of the most common attacks aimed at players. You can predict them in invasions with high accuracy, and you can predict them in duels with high accuracy. But you see what I did right there? I roll at him, and I hit him with a weapon art, which throws off his timing. He expected that he was going to get the parry on the R1, and instead, I hit him with a rolling weapon art. It was a really good hit. It would have been harder to predict. You can also throw out R2s. They're much harder to predict. There are a lot of things that you can do to counter this tactic, but predicting R1, rolling R1s, is one of the easiest thing to do in this game, and one of the easiest ways to get a parry. Get a friend, do some practicing, get out there and do it. The next thing that I want to talk a little bit about is the running R1. This one's a little bit harder to predict, but it can be predicted. and it can be successfully parried. I'm going to highlight a couple of fights here with it. In fact, one of them has a whole bunch of other kind of parries as well, but even against NPCs you can use it. Here's another Fight Club in the forest, and this is going to be another running R1. And here I got a little bit lucky with the parry. I was really low on health when I got it, and I assumed that he was going to attack, and he did. He followed through with what I thought he was going to do. By the way, just a real quick shout out to the Thrall Axe. I love this thing. I know that some people don't like it, but it's, especially at low levels, really fun. But even at higher levels, if you take it refined or hollow, it's great. So here it is. He nearly killed me, and he's running at me. And I'm thinking, yep, he did it. There it is. And my riposte wasn't quite enough to kill him, but I needed it, because I was seriously in risk. If I had done anything else, I might have died. And now he's within kill range. And now it's just a matter of which one of us gets the hit. Who's going to get the hit and finish this duel? He doesn't want to get hit, I don't want to get hit. There it is. Thrall Axe for the win. This next one's not a duel, this is an invasion. I'm on the high wall looking for raw gems, and I gotta give it to this invader. This was actually a really challenging fight. Most of the times when you're... this character is in New Game Plus, and I'm level 34, and I didn't particularly expect to get a good invader here. So, I am treating this guy like he's a noob after that first parry, which was a prediction parry based on the fact that I perform an action, which is another one of my favorite parries. But he really tears me up. Watch what he starts doing. This invader starts throwing out false hits, and he starts delaying. There's 1, 2, and then I throw out a parry expecting the third R1, and he doesn't do it. He hits me with a strong attack. Very smart. So now I know I'm dealing with a good opponent. There's a running R2 also, not parryable, and then a delayed attack, something that's difficult to parry predict. And there's me throwing out a parry because I think he's going to hit me, and I miss because he delayed. And he delayed again, and then we both parried each other. This was actually a really fun fight. I ended up making friends with this person. We played together quite a bit since, and I really enjoyed facing him. Alright, so what happens next? Here it is. I predicted the running attack, which is interesting because if he'd used a running R2 like he did previously, I wouldn't have been able to get the parry. I don't think that he expected a challenge either. Because typically, when you're doing low-level invasions, you don't get one. It's just not something you get. So that was running parry attacks, and since this finishes off with a missed action, I want to talk about the missed action parry, which is my third kind of easy one to do, especially in duels. Actually, no, I'm sorry, this is trades. We started trading hits, and I predicted that he was going to attack me again because we're trading hits. That's an invasion parry. If you get into traded hits with a phantom and an invasion, throw out a parry or roll. Don't keep trading, because probably if you keep trading hits with that other player and they have a parry tool, they're going to parry you. Hey! But it's a good one to use. So this next one is a missed action, although technically a lot of the rolling R1s that I got earlier were actually missed actions as well. This one's just straight up a missed action. I successfully predicted this person is going to try to hit me on a missed attack. And he's about to attack me because I'm just sitting here like a derp anyway. So why not, right? He's invaded me. His objective is to kill me. And I'm not behaving like your traditional host. I'm not scared. He doesn't really know what to do anymore. So I hit his shield. I throw out another running R1, and he rolls, and I successfully predict that he's going to try to attack me because he thinks I'm wide open, but in reality, I was just looking for the parry because I expected that he was probably going to attack. That's a good one, especially in invasion situations, because a lot of times invaders and or hosts, phantoms, are a little bit less aware of what you might do. It's not always true, but sometimes it is. So there they are. Those are the most common ones in PvP. The rolling R1 is probably the easiest to predict and the easiest to get. Running R1's a little bit harder, but still pretty easy to predict. Good players are going to run in and out. They're going to run at you and run back. And if you do throw out a parry and miss, the disadvantage is that they can typically run behind you and backstab, so just be aware of that. And then finally, missed actions. Missed actions, really good place to predict a parry. So that's the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you got something out of it. Until next time, and praise the sun.